Happy Thursday. Um, I had to think about this one for a while, and I'll explain why. But I was like going in a million different directions today. I had a meeting appointment rescheduled, I had a meeting appointment added, I've got another one later today. Um, so that's been pulling me. And then I'm a podcast addict. Um, so far, I've listened to this morning um, a podcast on intense parenting or overparenting. I listened to a podcast on a sermon on community. And now I'm about halfway through a podcast where two people are debating the rightness of Israel's war in Gaza. A little bit of variety there. When I think about being pulled in so many different directions and having so many things going on, I know a lot of you can relate in your own way. Work, home, family, um, finances. You have 1,000 things going on at one time. And it feels like that all of those pull from whatever it is that you think that you have that keeps you grounded or centered. So as I sit here trying to like recenter myself, that's my question for you today is what do you return to when everything's pulling you in a bunch of different directions? Not as base, like, oh, I'm safe, but everything's still crazy, but as like recharging. Um, when the Roomba starts getting low on battery, it knows that it needs to return back to its charging station. And I'm just going to say this as kindly as I can. An hour on a Sunday, once a week, even if you do that, is not enough. I mean, it's just not enough. It's like eating at the buffet Sunday after church and then not eating again until the next Sunday. We know that we need to return to that centering, grounding place regularly. I think that was the purpose of Sabbath. Their schedule was back then, but sometimes we have to build Sabbath in a little bit differently. But this isn't a conversation about schedule or Sabbath. It's a question about what intentional things do you do to help ground you internally? Because this is what happens. I find myself just going through the motions. I'm doing this stuff, I'm doing the things, and they're even good things, and they're important things, and they're helpful things. But I'm not sure if I'm completely there all the time. And I want you to be honest to see if you can relate. And sometimes it's like I took care of that, I crossed that off the list, and we're just skimming. We're skimming through life, and there's no depth to it. So this Sunday, I keep returning to the cup. This Sunday, in our second Sunday of our Who Will I Be Now series, we're moving from God can see us in our struggles, in our heartache, in our grief, in our mourning, in our loss, in the pain that we feel for this world, that God sees us and He understands us, and then calls us into this grounding relationship with Him on a regular basis, that when we find ourselves going 100 different directions, we return back to this one place. And that's what we're going to talk about this Sunday. I'm just looking around because they're set up for the women's conference this weekend. That's what this is going to be about for them, as a grounding moment. So let me challenge you, not only to be here this Sunday, not only to spread the word, but to really do some inventory to see where you turn to be grounded. Where is that place? What is that thing that you do that recharges you and recenters you? So when you are out in the world doing the things, you're doing them with meaning and purpose and heart, and not just crossing things off your list. So Sunday we're going to talk about that. Take care of yourself. Have a good weekend, and I'm going to return to guys yelling at each other about Israel and Gaza. care.